and welcome to my channel. I have a channeled message for you guys. So I'm speaking to a collective who has experienced betrayal. So if you are new here, I use a healing modality called body code. I'm tapping into a collective consciousness to uncover what imbalances we are storing within that consciousness. Betrayal is coming up, and we had that the other day. So a betrayal, that feeling of betrayal might resonate with you. This message might have some nuggets for you, so stay tuned. And then a negative belief of I'm not interesting enough. So kind of that feeling like these things have happened to me because something's wrong with me, okay? Or simply like I need to try and be something that I'm not to, have the relationship I want, or to achieve this goal that I want, or to make the money I want. So those are just examples. So betrayal and the negative belief that I am not interesting enough is what came up. Okay, splitting the deck to two cards in reverse. We have the Six of Pentacles in reverse and the Son of Swords in reverse. We're coming out of this time of stagnancy, where you feel like maybe everything's been on hold. Like, when is this coming through from me? When is this coming through? Okay, let's do a shuffle and keeping that overall energy in mind. Okay, we have the Strength card, but it was in reverse. This is like, what's coming through is this feeling of like not being sure of how to move forward. Okay, so, and then the Four of Pentacles. Spirit is wanting you to see what's already in front of you right now, is what I'm getting from that. So I read my cards a little bit more intuitively rather than like by the book, unless I feel called to read it by the book. So we have the Ace of Wands. Okay, so there's definitely like this period of stagnancy, and kind of struggling in the current environment and situation that you're in. Yes, and then the Hanged Man in reverse. So a struggle to let go. Okay, so the Strength card in reverse is kind of that overall energy, which means there's definitely some stagnancy and uncertainty about moving forward. Okay, what is the advice here, Spirit? Because there's like this stuckness coming, this energy of stuckness coming forward, and don't look back. Stop looking back. There is an energy of like continually looking back and replaying things in your mind. So you are being called to let go. I want to get some angel advice. That's the deck. Angel guide. Okay, I just split the deck and compassion was really standing out. Compassion is the bridge to forgiveness. There's something in this situation that needs to be forgiven so that you can move into joy and contentment. We had this card the other day. Okay, so this is likely the same collective that I'm speaking to. You've been through that feeling of betrayal, and you haven't been able to fully move past it and let go of it, and it's keeping you in this place of stagnancy. On the other side of this, there is like all your blessings, but you need to work through letting this go. So what is the process of letting go? Because you are being called to joy and contentment, okay? So you can't get there until you let this go. And the art of letting go is so challenging. And one of the hardest things we do here on planet Earth is that, like, how do we let things go when there's so much emotions, right? There's so much big feelings, for lack of better words. Feel it to heal it, okay? There's certain emotional baggage. So in order to, for example, betrayal, the feeling of betrayal, We have to conjure that feeling up and feel the sensations in our body to be able to move through it and let go. Now, it's one thing to just be able to feel it. Okay, now we have to adopt a higher belief system around that situation to be able to get to the letting go part. So the first step is like actually getting the emotional charge out and feeling it. But we want to do that while holding a higher belief, because right now all those feelings are tied to beliefs around fear of how could they do this to me? Maybe I'm not good enough. I'm not interesting enough was the belief that was coming up. So maybe something's wrong with me and that's why this keeps happening to me. So there's a negative belief system that is tied around these emotions from this experience, from this life lesson. And so we have to adopt a higher belief system. We need to see the situation through a new lens. We need to rewrite the story, if you will. And how we get there is by digging into some spiritual truth, okay? So what is true about betrayal? What does betrayal teach us? Betrayal teaches us, well, if we're looking through the lens of fear, that it teaches us that we can't trust others, that something's wrong with me if this keeps happening to me. Okay, so those are some ego beliefs. Those are the protective personality beliefs. Okay, versus higher self beliefs. What else can betrayal teach us? Well, these challenging things that betrayal teaches us might be how to build self-trust, how to trust myself, to take care of myself in those situations, to honor myself so that I am not getting hurt again and again and again. So building self-trust. So when we can see like the good lessons that betrayal is trying to teach us, we can see through a new lens. We can shift into a sense of compassion. Now here's the reality. We're all humans having this human experience, and we've all hurt people, and people have hurt us, okay? And so people act out of selfishness sometimes. They do. It's part of the human experience. And it doesn't mean anything about you. So what happens is the ego always makes it mean something about us. The ego makes, going through something that felt like betrayal, it means like, okay, well, what's wrong with me then? Why does this keep happening to me? So that's just an example, but it doesn't mean anything about you. So that's the first thing. The second thing is everybody's trying to get their needs met. Now, it doesn't mean it's right, and it doesn't mean they're doing it in the right way, but everybody's trying to get their needs met. And if somebody is in that energy of selfishness and, hurting other people to get their needs met, you have a decision to make. I'm going to honor myself. I'm going to say no more, no thank you. I don't have time for that. And you cut that off. Okay, and so that's going to help build a sense of self-trust. Now, I know certain situations, you might not always know the truth until later on, but that being said, the truth, whatever's done in the dark will always come to light, okay? So, and then you have a choice, and then you can work through those emotional experiences. So yes, you get angry, you get the emotional charge out, okay? And then you start to work on the letting go process. And ultimately, to be able to let go, you have to choose yourself. You have to have compassion on the situation, which is just an understanding, right? Judas betrayed Jesus. What did Jesus say? Do what you must do, brother. Okay? Let them. It's that kind of energy. Let them. And choose yourself. Okay, now you're building self-trust. So you want to work through what kind of beliefs come up around those feelings. What was I believing about myself at the time? What was I trying to prove something? So you can kind of see where the ego, the protective personality, is coming into play. And you can shift that into what is true. And then you speak that truth over the situation. Now, you can't get to the letting go. Like, how do you know that you actually let something go? Well, one, there's not an emotional charge anymore. You can talk about the situation, and if the emotional charge is gone, you've let go. Good job. So part of what I do is in body code is helping to clear these trapped emotions, negative beliefs, and other energetic imbalances that are contributing to, that stored emotion, your body holding on to the trauma from that. So we start to clear that. So you guys can do that with me right now. You can take a deep breath into your belly and think of that situation where you maybe experienced that feeling of betrayal. And hold the intention to, feeling it in your body, actually feeling the sensations of the emotion in your body, that's key. And then breathing into that and holding the intention to let that go. Knowing that this situation on a higher level was working for you, for your soul growth. As challenging as it might have been, everything is working for you. So taking a deep breath into that and holding the intention to let that go. Reminding yourself, this does not mean anything about me, okay? God, the divine, he tells you who you are, who you truly are. You are whole and complete as you are. Enough said. So while holding the intention to breathe that through, to feel any of the emotions coming up around that, to let it go, what would you like to believe instead? How would you like to rewrite this story? Okay, this story, I needed to go through that to get to the other side. And the other side, that's where everything you've been asking for is already there, okay? So you had to go through this lesson to get to the other side where everything you've been asking for is already there for you. It is working for you. So just taking a deep breath into that, integrating that belief into your body. Now, these feelings will likely come up again, and you just take yourself through that process. That's kind of just a quick little process. If you want to dive deeper and you're struggling to release and let things go, you can book a body code session with me where I help you clear those imbalances and stored trauma in the body. Otherwise, you can use your intention and, use this guidance to clear what needs to be cleared. But ultimately, that is the energy coming through that wants to be released so that you can receive and come back to your joy and contentment. All right, you guys, lots of love. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, give me a like or a comment. If you want to book a session, feel free to reach out. All right, you guys, lots of love.